head voice, chest voice, falsetto, opera quality, sob quality, mixed voice, curbing, edge. So much terminology out there. And you know what? That's a really healthy thing, because like my great colleague Kim Chandler says, different singers have different vocal maps in their head. Different people associate better technically, emotionally, mathematically, whatever. So we're not going to bash on anybody's terminology today, but we want to kind of just get into the research here just a little bit more. Singers get very confused about all of the different labels. Now, research suggests that your larynx is a little bit like a transmission in a car. So imagine first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. All it does is change positions, it changes posture, it changes pressure, and the sound changes. Now, the same way it works in the car. You can drive 50 miles an hour in first gear. It might not be great for your engine. The same way, using certain sounds at certain volumes in certain parts of your range might not be the most efficient choice. It doesn't actually mean that they're inherently dangerous, and it doesn't mean that it can't be done. This is where my primal sound model I find comes in really useful, because it takes the terminology away and brings things back a little bit more towards just real life noises. So for example, you can sigh pretty much through your whole range. And anytime you want to use light breathy singing, it's a great place to start. If you went more towards a light whimper sound, again, it's very flexible in terms of range, and it's going to give you different aesthetic results than the sigh. If you get a little heavier and get a little whingier, you've still got a lot of range there as well. And the same goes for yelling. Hey! It goes high, it goes low, it goes in the middle. And all of these sounds do. Now, anyone who discourages you from making the sounds you want should be avoided. You are the artist, you are the singer, it's your larynx. Everybody's different. Certain people are predisposed more naturally based on how they grew up and where and their anatomy to make certain sounds. And if you can do it and it's not causing you any trauma and that you feel or that you experience after your gig or in the morning when you wake up the following day, then you're probably doing something right. And I wouldn't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's important to remember that the sounds you make should be connected to the emotional material that you're trying to project to an audience. It doesn't matter if it's your head voice or your chest voice or your curbing or your whinge or whatever. The point is, does it actually make the impact, the emotional impact on the audience? That's the crucial thing here. Singing should be about communication. Terminology and technique should only be there to supplement anything that you don't feel you have access to. The great thing about taking this kind of transmission approach as well is that you don't have the range limitation. You don't say, oh, well, high pitches have to be done like this, low pitches have to be done like this. It really frees you up. And different sounds like different parts of the range. They like different settings. And that depends on the size of your larynx and your stature and everything else. This stuff should all be immediate. And this is where I love my colleague Catherine Sadlin, because she always says, if it doesn't work immediately, you're doing something wrong. And I couldn't agree more. These sounds should be readily accessible. This shouldn't take months and months and years of development to access them. Access should be immediate. Now, they can always be developed. You can always become more athletic with them. You can always train them to become more efficient. And of course, it takes time to assimilate the habit into your everyday reflexive singing. But if somebody tells you, no, you can't make that noise because I don't like it or it's dangerous, you need to be very, very careful, because there is good, solid research that contradicts that. You can make any sound you want safely. The choice is yours, as long as you find out how to do it efficiently.